And we are back with another In Search of Lan episode dated 20th of November. I am James, and as always, I have Keiron here with me. How are you, Kei?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. So the plan today is just to talk about some of the locations in the game. One being Hazuki Residence, and maybe go on to Yamanose as well. Just our experiences of those locations, like our favourite bits, stuff like that. But before we go into that, I do want to mention that we're hopefully going to get this podcast up on iTunes soon. We have had a few comments in on the first episode about people actually wanting it to be on iTunes, so we're currently in getting that done. So
in the
throes of getting it done. Right, so enough tot. Hazuki Residence. Let's get to it, Keith.
Iconic.
That music, man. Doom, 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 doom.
Oh.
Doom.
I tell you what, when you're around your own house, you just want that played in the background. If I ever win the lottery, and if I can have a surround sound system in the house, I'd be playing that on repeat.
Mate, that's the one.
I am a sad bastard.
You should do it now with your headphones. Just walk around.
I do anyway.
Yeah.
I do anyway. Do everything in slow motion as well. Open the doors, etc. God, you gotta love this animation.
Yeah, man. Employ some Japanese woman and name her Ine-san.
I'm right, man.
Give you a few pennies every day.
That's right.
Why not? But yeah, Hazuki Residence. This is obviously the first location in the game that you. After the intro, you wake up and you're in the house straight away, aren't you? Yeah.
Wake up in your bedroom.
So what were your first impressions when you actually, first time playing? Let's set the mood. First time playing, you've just watched a cutscene where you see a WoW die, and you just enter this house. What were your thoughts?
Well, it's just trying to get over the initial introduction, just like, what the hell have I just watched?
I know, yeah. What's happening?
Waking up in bed. What the hell? So, but no. I like the fact of that. I would say the beginning part of it, obviously after the introduction, when you first obviously wake, kind of felt a little bit. It kind of felt realistic.
It did, didn't it? It felt, because obviously the intro was really epic and massive, but then it goes down to really that, and let's go back to that music. That's really, that's like a chilled out piece of music. To come in with something like that after such a big scene, it was like a real contrast, wasn't it?
Definitely, not a shadow of doubt. But the one thing I did like about obviously that, I would say that location. Is it just instantaneously you're able to fully explore every nook and cranny?
Yeah.
Without any restrictions of any sort.
Definitely, yeah. Even go into the toilet, couldn't you?
Oh, no. Said things like it just felt. That's why the game felt so realistic. It felt like it was.
It felt simulated. You felt like you were just waking up another day in the life of Ryo.
It felt like you were simulating real life up to a degree.
Definitely.
But no, it was I would say obviously with the first experience, and obviously when you do, I don't know if everyone did, but I know when I first played the game that I straight away started exploring the bedroom, all the nooks and crannies,
all the
drawers,
getting all the tapes.
Finding the tapes, finding the photograph, and obviously things like that. And I like little things like that. It kind of rewards you for doing those little bits of exploration.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Instead of the players who will just go straight through and won't take notice of any of the surroundings.
Like I said in the previous episode, there wasn't a game like that did that kind of reward system up to a degree at that time.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was very, very linear, like game design was back then.
Of course it was. Of course it was. It kind of gave you that extra incentive to say, right, look around, and you never know what you'll find.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, you go into the front room, and where the television set is. And you can actually get a Sega Saturn out, isn't it? I was like, what's going on here, man? It's like 1985 and there's already a Sega Saturn. It's like, what the hell is that?
World. I'm trying to remember actually where you actually got the games from.
Was it a convenience store? You had to do the raffle thing, wasn't it? I think it was.
What was it? For some reason I was thinking the antiques, but that was the moveset for some of the reasons. I don't know why I was thinking
the moveset, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, in all my playthroughs of Shenmue, I never actually achieved and won any of those things.
Same year, man. I never managed to get the Sega Saturn games or anything. No.
I don't know if anyone else has. Obviously, with any viewers that are watching this, but if you do, leave a comment below and just let us know if you have done.
Tell us
I just think it'd be really
You know,
just how epic you felt when you actually acquired that game. You know, the game inside the game. So
yeah, and signed another game. You know?
it's like, well, yeah, I
Too
think a
many
little
games.
bit of yeah.
Too many
But no,
games.
it's just, you know, for me that location is just sums up Shenmue in a nutshell. You know, it's just it was such an iconic location. Obviously with
It's just the attention to detail. Like when you go into the garden and you see the little pond and you see the koi cap and that little wood thing like going clunk like that. That's just amazing.
Yeah, you know, little touches like that.
Yeah.
Little touches like that, and you know, it's just all the intricate little sounds and stuff like that. And
really authentic.
one element that, you know, even though it sounds, I don't want to say a bit sad or anything like that, but I like the fact that you could pick up the telephone.
Oh yes, mate. Yeah. Did you ever phone the weather service?
Yep.
Yeah, and that sound it would make. It'd be like do 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 do.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
And you know, again, it's things like that I love about that game, because it's just the small details.
I was used to phone Nozomi and Stalker.
Okay. Hey, baby.
Hey, Nozomi.
Hey, Zombie. What you wearing?
Yeah, what you wearing, baby?
But no, it's with the one thing also that I, you know, liked obviously about the Hazuki residence is obviously this is further into the game, obviously, is that through one of my playthroughs way back when, I came across a cutscene that I'd never actually you know, stumbled upon ever in any of my playthroughs, and this was obviously playing the game into like a year or two, you know, or even further afield. Further on. No, it was to do with where Ryo's friends were kind of concerned about him, and they had kind of like a little meeting in I think it was their living room or some sorts like that.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
No, you probably
cool.
haven't.
Yeah.
And it's those little things. I can't remember how to trigger it.
Yeah. So I was going to say, you don't know how to trigger it, do you?
I don't know. I honestly can't remember. I probably stumbled on it, and you know, it's just when I played through it for like the umpteenth time, and that happened, I was like, hang on,
this is new. Like, yeah.
Again, you know, the game is never ending, and you know,
it's like we were saying last episode. Like, you know, you always seem to find something new, don't you? You know.
Well, yeah,
always.
That's what I mean. And I'll be honest with you, and even though I love the game to bits and everything like that, even to this day, if I were to replay it again, you know, I probably may find something that I've never stumbled upon.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but no, it's getting back to the Hazuki residence, you know, itself.
Okay,
the overall design of the place. The overall design of the place. Yeah. Like my kind of feeling for that, you know, obviously with the whole traditional elements, you know, traditional Japanese building, it's, you know, with obviously a couple of modern appliances here and there, and, you know, and I like that. You know, I like that.
It was a good blend, wasn't it? Yeah, it felt really realistic.
Yeah, it was a good blend. It was kind of, you know, respecting, you know, it's kind of its culture.
Like,
definitely.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So when you actually think about the Hazuki residence, like throughout the whole time you were playing the game, obviously you do spend a lot of time in the location. What was your favorite time in the game in that location? Mine is when you first figure out that you have to go and find the mirror, and it's in the basement. I used to love that sequence.
Yeah.
And the music that plays when you're in the basement, you know, where you find the photo of WoW and the other dude.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who it is.
I'll be honest with you. I think my favorite. Well, I don't want to say my favorite, but like one of my personal kind of interactions, obviously, with the residence was when, obviously, Ine-san was talking to you, obviously, about, you know, Ryo's father, and past, and you know, and when you stumbled upon the letter in his room.
Oh yeah.
And then when obviously it was reciting back, obviously what he was wanting to tell Ryo.
Yeah.
And things like that. And it's little things like that I liked. You know, it kind of gave it that humanistic touch.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it's things like that I really like. But the basement thing, that was awesome.
Loved it, man.
I love that bit. Yeah. I love that bit. It's gotta get those batteries for the torch.
Yeah, for the torch, man. I had to go all the way to the convenience store to get some, man. It was bad.
I know. But no, it's with it. I said I would say the garden area obviously was just immense, and the dojo itself was just for me was phenomenal.
Isn't it? Yeah.
You know, that's something. You know, that's something when I was obviously first playing that game and became super impressionable by it.
Yeah.
That I thought, you know what, when I become, when I own a home or something like that, something I would love to have.
I am going to have a dojo.
Yeah. Damn right, man. Damn right. It's what a set piece.
Yeah.
What a set piece.
Yeah. Who can talk? But how, Keiron? How can we talk about the dojo and not mention Fuku-san?
Oh,
how?
The legend.
The legend. The man, the myth, the legend. The wizard.
Mate. Oh, the wizard. Mate, honestly, literally, yeah. It's just I like the fact that obviously, he wasn't obviously a relation in any way, shape, or form to that family.
He was just a student. Yeah,
but,
that was pretty cool.
But obviously, Ryo saw him as kind of like
family,
a brother, a brother figure of some sort. I like that. Obviously, that they had a living student, and that was like so kind of reminiscent and kind of reminiscent of old Japanese kind of movies and things like that, where
but the student moves in with the master, like
that sort of thing. And again, it's a whole culture element. I love that sort of thing. I absolutely love that sort of thing.
So talking about like the prominent characters in the area, you obviously got your Ine-san and Fuku-san. Do you think we're ever going to get to revisit those characters? Do you think we're ever going to actually be able to go back to Ryo's house in future games?
I don't think back to the house. I think maybe obviously there will be interactions via just telephone or obviously letter. No emails in the 80s, kids. No emails in the 80s.
No Facebook, man.
No Facebook.
Can't
no
book
Facebook,
people's
kids.
faces.
No Facebook.
No.
But I would say that part. I don't think I would like Ryo to go back there, to be honest. Like I don't know.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, because like I said, he's progressed so further obviously in his journey that I would say going into Shenmue 2 was obviously such a departure from the first one in terms of the set, the setup.
Definitely.
You've got from kind of like, I would say kind of like, well, it wasn't a village, it was a city, but that kind of feeling.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But the way
into a more grander scale.
Yeah, it's the atmosphere of Shenmue 1. It did feel quite small.
It was compact.
Yeah, it was compact, but it was detailed. Like
when Shenmue 2, it was completely, it was completely vast.
Yeah, and I think that's like obviously the way the story went, because obviously number 2 was about Ryo finding himself and going on this journey, like to become a better martial artist and obviously to find Lan-di, like. But yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool. So is there anything else of note about the Hazuki residence that you think you'd like to talk about?
Not particularly, no. I said with at the end of the day, I know it's just a house, but it's just the one element that I extremely liked about the house was just for me, it was just all the nooks and crannies. What you're going to find around the corner,
exactly,
and it's just exploring every single little detail you could have of that kind, of that location, and just the realistic tone of the place. It didn't feel kind of, obviously we're playing games and stuff like that, obviously you could kind of detach yourself from that.
Of course, yeah.
But with regards to that, I would say setup, you kind of felt like I could be in this environment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It felt like your home, didn't it? Like,
and it doesn't feel alien. You're not alienated by the location, and that's obviously one major plus. That I would say definitely of the game. But obviously the attention to detail, obviously for the game at its time, was again something which I thought was fantastic.
It was great. Like,
and another element that you're able to literally pick up any object you saw, and obviously manipulate it and view it. And again, that's amazing.
I know at the time, obviously there'd never been anything like that before. And you actually got to interact in that kind of way in a game, and it was just like, whoa, what the hell's it's crazy. I always used to like getting the toy capsules and just looking at them, like they were cool.
But then you kind of felt like a little bit of an absolute nerd or a sad git when you picked up an orange and you're going, oh my god.
I know, yeah. In real life, you're like,
oh my god, look at the textures, man.
The HD textures.
Honestly. But
oh, go on, man. You were saying?
It was just such an iconic location for me.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, obviously, like as I know and you know, when you come out of Hazuki, out of the house, you're going to is it Yamanose or Sakuragaoka?
No, it's Yamanose.
It is Yamanose, yeah.
Yamanose,
yeah. And then
yes, I'm positive. Yes, Yamanose. I'm positive it is.
What were your first impressions of the? Because obviously when you go around the corner, I'm not sure if it happens on the first time you go around the corner with the cutscene with the football. Is that on the first day, or is that the second day?
No, that is the first day. However, though, one element to this day, or one aspect of that initial stepping out of the resonance, which I still love, I cannot remember the music, the title of the music, but it only plays on that specific day.
Is it?
And it's just phenomenal.
Is it one of the free tracks?
It is. It's one of the free tracks, but it's just the initial sound. It's just.
I know what you mean.
I can't describe it. When I first heard it, I thought, I literally like, wow,
this is great.
I know I'm in for something.
Yeah.
I'm in for something. But Yamanose, a very compact location. Not much to explore.
I know. Yeah, that was a shame.
Obviously, well, the only major thing was to explore was the shrine. And that was
exactly.
It, so.
Yeah, where you had what was the name of the little girl? What was her name?
Mai. I think it was Mai.
Was it Mai?
I think it was Mai. No.
I'll never forget that.
Mai or May, one of the two. I can't remember.
Seeing that cutscene for the first time, I was like, oh my god, with the English voice actor for that girl as well. Oh my god, terrible.
Well,
I gotta think of a name for the kitty. It's like some South Park shit, man.
I know, you just literally like, just shut up, go away.
No, it was cool, man. I always thought.
No, it was really cool. But it is a bit of a shame. Obviously, there wasn't much more to that location apart from the shrine.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know you can knock on the doors and stuff, but the usual thing, you got nobody's home.
Oh yeah, nobody's home, but the lights are on.
Go away.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Nice bit that one, didn't it? I did used to love that location. The shrine is beautiful. It does really nice.
And obviously, when you first obviously step out, and you've got well, I just say the overall scenery, because obviously you're going from the Hazuki resin, which is such a compact location, and then you go out to that, and it's like, right, now I'm stepping out into like an urban
compared to the actual compared to the residence, it looks actually quite modern, doesn't it? Like,
well, it does. It does. Well, perfect. That's a perfect representation.
Yeah.
You got the Hazuki residence, which is kind of respectful of the old, and then you've got obviously the newer residence, which is just in that location. But I don't know. I kind of wish maybe that location was a bit bigger.
Definitely.
And you could have maybe explored a little bit more, because it kind of felt like it was. Obviously Sakuroko was more of a the bigger location.
Yeah, a bit bigger. Yeah.
Or the bigger area of that part. And it kind of like Yamanose was just kind of like pushed to the side, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it felt like an alleyway, didn't it? Just to get to Sakuroko.
Well, yeah, it felt like an afterthought.
Yeah.
But no, the location, obviously the music, and obviously the one aspect that I really enjoyed about Shenmue as a whole. I know I'm deviating a little bit. Was the aspect of those free tracks.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, what we'll do in the future, we'll do an actual episode dedicated just to the music.
Oh
man, of Shenmue.
That's the hours. That's the hours long, people.
Sorry, man. We'll make it like 5 parts. It'll be fine.
Oh, definitely. But no, again, with Yamanose, obviously, I just wish there were a few more characters, and obviously you could interact with.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Because obviously you get the first QT instance with the football.
Yeah. What were your impressions of the QT when you first encountered that? Like going around that corner.
Caught me off guard.
Yeah. I always used to get hit by the football. I know. Oh my god.
Stupid fucking kids.
Yeah, fucking little kids.
But no. So it was a great way. It just threw you in. It didn't give you any preparation or anything.
Yeah.
It was just like boom. It was like, oh shit. Like, oh crap. As quickly as you could. I'm trying to think who else was in the location. Obviously, you had the QT incident. You had the QT episode.
Yeah.
You had the obviously little girl.
Yeah. And the
cat. To think who. Yeah, the cat. I'm trying to think who else was there. I don't know if there are any other characters.
It's probably just random NPCs, to be honest.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Walking by or something.
I honestly can't remember if there was any key. I'm not saying key characters, but NPCs that were a bit more important at the food scene.
I think towards the end of the game, there's a cutscene with Nozomi in the shrine area. I'm sure there is. Yeah.
No, jog my memory.
Yeah, the goodbye scene. Yeah.
Goodbye there. bacteria.
I know, yeah. I can't tell you I love you because I'm a man. It's like telling you love her.
Yo, you've been loving a chick with a dick.
Would surprise me in Dobrita, man.
No, that's true. That's true. But no, again, the environment itself, with especially when you're going into Sakuroka, when you've got obviously the I know it sounds a bit trivial, but you've got kind of like the wall,
the wall and the trees, when you go around
the way it's angled and how Japanese it looks.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just, how can you just say how Japanese a wall looks? But
it does.
It does. That's the thing, though. It just looks so. You can just tell straight away. This is so Japanese. This is Japanese architecture.
Yeah, definitely.
Straight off the bat. But,
it just shows like all the time and effort you put into those little details, man, and it just pays off so well. Yeah, but again, that was the whole point of that was a whole selling point of the game for me, was just the fact of that you could explore, again, not every nook and cranny, but you could explore, I would say, practically 80%. Everything around you. You could pick up, interact. And I just love that aspect. I just love that aspect of the game and the location. But Yamanose really isn't something, obviously, that you can kind of go on and on and on about. I think it was a good idea to put Yamanose and Hazuki residence together in this episode.
Even though they were two separate locations up to a degree, they were, I think, envisaged as one. Obviously, so and then every day that you're running up that hill, gotta get it home.
I know, man. Man, I used to always feed the kitten on the way home, all the time, man, all the time. I know, you're like, fuck the cat.
I gave him tofu, not fish.
You gave him tofu.
I gave him tofu.
Oh god.
You're on the vegetarian diet, my friend. I know. No fish for you, naughty kitty.
Wasn't it with the Shenmue Passport CD? There was like something to do with a cat. You could was it like some sort of mini game you could do with it, or you could I don't know, check on his health or his stats or something. I can't remember.
No, you're
something right. Like that.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, that's nothing I've really delved into. But
I never delved into that much.
You're right. The only thing, obviously, that I can remember from, obviously, Passport is obviously all the different characters and
the cutscenes and
things like that. And again, that, even if you view it today and you look at all the facial animations and things like that, for the time, you're like, wow, that's
definitely, yeah.
Again, it's holy hell, that's absolutely phenomenal. But no, you are right. There was that mini game, obviously, to check the status of, obviously, the cat, etc., and its well-being and everything of that kind of caliber. But I don't know. Obviously, I never kept up, with obviously that small little element of the game. Obviously, looking after the cat. But I don't know if there's any kind of conclusion to it of any sort. Because I've never done it. I've never done it. So,
well, let us know in the comments, guys, if anyone's actually ever done that. Is there like a payoff to, doing this thing with the cat on the Shenmue Passport? I can't even remember. It's been so many years now.
Yeah,
so many years. Right, well, I'll tell you what, let's move off the locations now. The last thing I want to talk about is the Shenmue 3 prototype. Did you see that video, Keith? With the Yu Suzuki's recently done a presentation in China.
Oh, in China, yeah.
Where he's shown off a clip of Shenmue 3.
Yeah, it was, obviously I know it was, the version which I saw was very grainy.
Yeah,
it was,
same here,
difficult to make out. Yeah. But I know obviously in the subtitles that he was apologising for the lag or something like that. It's like, listen, mate, I ain't bothered about your lag or your frame rate.
Just show me
those locations. Show me those locations.
But yeah, it was a pretty cool video. It showed you the day and night cycle. I think it was in Guilin. It also showed you a comparison of when Ryo was walking in Guilin in Shenmue 2. It shows you a comparison of what it looks like in the new engine, in Unreal Engine 4, and it looks out of this world, man. It looks crazy. And then the last bit is obviously that video of I think it must be a house or something, or a temple, and it's got the Dayuan Apartments soundtrack playing in the background. And as soon as that came on, man, I was like, wow. The feels, man. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, absolutely.
It looks great, man. It really is. It looks like it's shaping up to be something amazing. It really does.
Well, no, it is, without a shadow of a doubt. It definitely is. And I like the fact that, obviously, even though we know what Shenmue is, known for obviously his weather cycle, etc. You know they go and they're showing that element, you know, the development.
It just shows, man, that he's still got his detail hat on. Like, you know, he
yeah,
wants all this detail again. You know,
yeah, he's been wanting to jump in that for God knows how long.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And obviously now he's like, right, I've got free roam of every asset.
Yep.
Exactly. So let's just go to town on it.
Yep. The fans are funding it. Let's go for it.
Oh yeah, well the thing is, at the end of the day, you know, I know he himself wants to ensure that, you know, it's obviously the conclusion, or will it be? But you know, the conclusion which everyone wants,
like, yeah,
and you know, to make sure that he gets it right with the feedback of obviously all of the backers and the fans.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because I think that video is going to be translated soon.
It'll be translated, will it?
Yeah, Shenmue Dojo are doing a translation at the moment.
Oh, right. All right. Because I obviously I know there were subtitles on there, but they were kind of a bit like...
Yeah, it was because it's an actual full presentation. It is. It's on for about an hour, where he's talking about... I think he goes over... Do you remember what he did in the post-mortem in GDC?
Yeah. When he
kind of talks about that stuff first, and then he shows the prototype for number 3. We'll put a link for the video in the description anyway, for everyone to check out. But yeah, it's awesome, man. That's great.
Oh, that's really, really, really. You know, I said it is. I just love the fact of obviously that, you know, he's taken the time, and obviously, you know, in my mind anyway, you know, and as many other fan, you know, is obviously thinking in their mind, listen, take your time.
Yeah, take your time, and exactly, take your time, because if he rushes, oh man, I'd hate it for Shenmue 3 to come out and it's just a shadow of what it used to be. I can't see it happening, but I would hate it.
No, but that's obviously one fear of what obviously will.
Dude, as long as it doesn't have DLC and microtransactions, we're fine. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think that'll happen. I'll be honest. Well, I'd like to think with the DLC, yes, but obviously it's free.
Yeah.
You know, to obviously expand on the game. Not obviously the story, but maybe add a couple of little like
side missions or something.
Yeah, side missions, mini games, all of that sort of thing. You know, further the line to kind of prolong the game.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not. Well, at the end of the day, it is going to be such a vast game anyway that people are going to be picking apart left, right, and centre. But, you know, just to add a bit more value to it and a bit more longevity to it as well.
Yeah, dude, 2 years next month. It's going to be 2 years next month that we're going to be playing this. A whole 2 years of wait. It's going to be a killer, man. It's going to be a killer.
That's as bad as waiting for Star Wars Episode 7.
I know. Yeah. So how many episodes are we going to have done by then? We're doing one a week. We would have done 104 episodes by then.
Bloody hell, Jesus Christ.
I feel sorry for anyone watching this. You know what I mean?
It's like, man, I got to hear them for another 140 odd episodes.
I know, yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's all good. But obviously we're getting back to, you know, Shenmue 1 and obviously locations, which we'll talk about, you know, further again in other episodes.
Oh, definitely, yeah. What we'll do an episode on each location.
Yeah, things like, you know, things like obviously, because I know the ones we, you know, just touched on now are the smaller ones.
Yeah.
But obviously
there'll be more to talk about with, you know, Sakuragaoka,
Dobuita, and obviously, you know, the docks and stuff like that, which I'm very much looking forward to because I spent all my time in that location
on a forklift.
Oh, damn right! I need to be a forklift driver.
I know, it's awesome, isn't it, man? You know what I mean?
It's good.
How genius is Yu Suzuki though? He got people to play a job. You know what I mean? How genius is that? Like, you know what I mean?
That's what, you know. It didn't feel like it was a chore up to a degree.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell you what, if I ever managed to find a job as a forklift driver, even though I never would want to,
got experience already.
But if I every morning in that forklift truck, damn bloody right, I would do that job.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Awesome.
Bring it on.
But yeah, we're coming up to the half-hour mark. Let's call it there today, Key. It's a bit of a small one, man. But before we go, though, we got a few housekeeping notes to make. Obviously, as most of you know, Corey Marshall is coming on the show when it's 29th of November. So the episode will be up the week after that. But I'll include a link in the bottom. We're still taking questions for the Q&A. So yeah, before we close off that video, make sure you get your questions in, and you'll be able to ask them what you want.
Yep. So as I said, remember, kids, 29th. Put it in your diaries.
Yep, in your diaries, man. 29th, or your iPhones, or your whatever kids are using these days.
Whatever. Right in the hand. Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and checking this out. Make sure to check out all the other videos on the channel. Give us a like, subscribe, dislike, unsubscribe, whatever you want to do. All right. So yeah, cheers, guys. Catch you next episode.